Welcome, everybody, to the Making Awesome podcast. This is episode 252. We're going to be talking all about 3D printing, firearms, and the legislation behind it coming out of Washington State and New York State. And you've got yourself a certified Floridaman here and a certified Brit. British Lord, we should say. A certified British Lord here to discuss it. So someone who has and owns quite a few firearms and someone who does not.
Well, technically I've got all the paperwork for it. But it turns out it's a lot cheaper to buy the still made from the exact same factory firearms. They just remove the bolt carriers for most of them. And then you can just buy them.
Yep.
Because UK law is funny like that.
We can't show them on stream, though, because that is how we get our channel deleted. Them on stream.
Yeah. I was very tempted to set up another camera facing this way, because then I can cut to myself with the gun wall.
You're not a specific YouTuber that does that in this industry, so let's leave it at that. But a huge thank you to our sponsors who make these shows possible, and of course, thank you to you all as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sponsors include Printed Solid for that awesome Made in America Jesse filament, which you can check out. Links are in that description down below. And if you are listening to us live, you can enter in that pinned chat message to win a roll of Jesse filament, USA only. And if you do enter and you're not in the US, you'll win a shirt courtesy of shop.30musketeers.com. Huge thank you as well to Construct 3D, who enables insane high-speed 3D printing up to 8 kilograms a day with the brand new Construct 2, a machine that is designed for industrial applications with a lights-out production unit, so that machine can make you money while you are sleeping. Because why should your machines ever stop working? They don't have a union. They don't require breaks. Keep them running. Check them out,
the original word for robot means slave. Let them work for you. I love that fact.
Yeah.
And of course, how can we not forget 3D Musketeers themselves, the host of the channel, allowing me to be here and talk to you all and talk about some very nice controversial topics. But go to 3D Musketeers. I have used 3D Musketeers myself. They are fantastic, based in Tampa, Florida. They can do 3D scanning, modeling, CAD design, engineering work, most importantly, consultation, which is my personal favorite because I'm dumb as rocks at sometimes and I can miss the trees in the forest, and 3D printing. So if you need something printed, you want to talk about it, you want to see if it's possible, or you need something taken from an original source, 3D Musketeers is the place to go.
Nomad's Galaxy saying we have a little over a month before Smurf, which reminds me I should probably book our flights and hotels. I don't know what
I have to
I don't know if we're filming with you guys or anything, so I have no idea if I'm supposed to.
I don't either. I legitimately don't either, because I've got so many projects on the run.
Yeah.
And at the same time, none of them are like noticeably important enough that I can show stuff.
Yeah.
Like the closest one we've got is the chemical side that we're coming out with soon. But that's just going to be, here's a bottle of stuff that I can't really tell you about what the internals are, other than it's safe and tested and safe for the NHS, so that you can use it on regular surfaces as well. But it'll be a dedicated bed cleaner. Very boring.
Soon TM, I guess.
Soon TM. I want to get samples out for Smurf.
God, they're telling me that you're like 6 dB lower.
Am
I am adjusting levels on live here. Yeah, you don't have that Florida man Cuban from the diaphragm voice, so, got to be careful with that.
I mean, I can do it if you really want.
So can I. But anyways, this bill, or these bills, I guess, which are sitting atop Capitol Hill, is that a reference that you'll understand?
Nope.
I'm upset by this.
I mean, if you tell me where it's from, I can tell you if I understand it.
No, because it's absolutely it's a cartoon. I know what it's from. I'm trying to get him there. When Amber just said what it was, I don't think the mic picked up. It's Schoolhouse Rock. But I was trying to get you to recognize I don't think it's something that they would show in the UK because
nope.
there's no reason for it.
Never seen it.
But
never seen it.
Yeah. Huge thank you to Bearded Printer, by the way. Sent 5 memberships. Directed Tech, Rob Lutter, Oro, whatever. I'm gonna screw that one up. Oh, Aura Rings. There it is. Durdackle and Jonah all got one. You guys have access now to a lot of behind the scenes content, so enjoy it. But yeah, these bills were introduced about 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
Give or take. So, and to say that the industry has gotten a little spicy about it is to really downplay how spicy things have gotten. I mean, you know, we saw Louis Rossman make a video on it. Joel Telling made a video about it. Quite a few creators have taken advantage of all the fun clickbait stuff that you can do with guns and 3D printing and use that to their own, you know, use cases. But we covered it a little bit 2 weeks back on a Print Fix Friday, but I think it makes a lot more sense to go into like heavy detail about it. So we have verbatim the law from Washington. The law from New York is much harder to find, but the law from Washington is dirty enough as it is that I don't care what the one in New York says. The one in Washington is dangerous enough. So there are concerns for your open source, GPL, as commenters have said. There are concerns, in my opinion, for actually enforcing it. Like, how the heck can you even enforce it? And then how do you deal with, you know, I'm just going to paint a broad picture, but the Voron community and communities that are based around, we just use 3D printers to make 3D printers, man. Like, that. We are the manufacturers. How are you going to control that? And so it has created some outrage. And I think the bill has actually worked exactly the way it was intended.
How so?
I don't believe either of these bills have any chance of surviving. I believe the politicians that put them in are well aware of this, and they are doing it for nothing more than political pandering and getting their name more out in the media. Not that it's very easy these days as a politician to have a, you know, positive reason to be in the media, especially this week and last week. Honestly, politics in the US, it's just not worth it, in my opinion, right now. But that one, I can understand their desire to get rid of ghost guns, but they're missing a fundamental thing here. Firearms have not always had serial numbers. I own multiple firearms that I bought legally that are old enough that they don't possess serial numbers. They don't have them.
I mean, it's not even just
so how do you classify that?
Getting a firearm in America is easy. It doesn't have to be through the legit sources. It's just easy.
It's so easy.
Focusing on ghost guns is not a legitimate thing to focus on.
No,
when
it's
there's bigger
political
problems.
nonsense.
Like, honestly, the problem with 3D printers, which everyone keeps talking about, is, oh, you can make a gun. It's like, no, you really can't.
You can make a gun at Home Depot for $20 or less. It's not difficult.
The Looty is one of my favorite things to bring up about gun control, because it wasn't even made by an American. It was made by a Brit. Going to your local hardware store with a tube, a nail, and a hammer, and a couple other things, you can make a submachine gun.
Yep.
You do not need excessive levels of gun control to have effective gun control. This, however, is an overstep. Completely.
Yeah.
And it has got huge ramifications for the industry, huge ramifications for basically everyone that isn't a weapon designer.
And I think that it's kind of... I legitimately believe that bills like this are designed this way, right? The Second Amendment, as Tarsman013 has said, has a very clear statement in it saying, shall not be infringed, right? And while there are states that have pretty serious gun control when it comes to obtaining a license to own and carry a firearm, right? they still enable your ability to go through the process, right?
Yep.
My concern here is that this, in my opinion, was designed to create outrage. I firmly believe that it was designed to create outrage to win them some political points, right?
I'm not entirely certain,
I think it was.
because they've done similar when it comes to internet control.
Like,
they want to control free speech. They want to be able to control like social media access to certain groups. Like whichever party puts something forward, there tends to always be an agenda for what their beliefs are.
mm-hmm.
And the problem is they don't understand the technology, which is why I don't think this bill will ever work, is because they've just seen the headlines of black magic machine make gun, anyone can buy one now for 200 quid. I think that's what they've picked up on, and they're going for like the uninformed like parents that are like, oh, my son just bought a 3D printer, I don't want him making a gun.
Well, and it rings
just...
You have the fun politics thing that we do, unfortunately, here in the States, which is rage bait the hell out of you, then say, oh, you know what, you guys are right, let's walk it back to like 50% of what we said, which in our heads is exactly what, like in the politicians' heads, that's exactly what they wanted from the beginning. It's exactly what they wanted from the beginning. But the only way they get that is if a community of people, whether it is local or national, or international in this case, gets pissed off enough that they're like, this is not okay, this doesn't work. And they're like, you know what, you're right, let us walk it back. So I'm like, well, okay, that seems more reasonable. That's the idea. The idea is that it's supposed to seem more reasonable. The idea is that you won't be pissed off at it because you got the thing out of it that you wanted, right? Tarzman says, they lowballed us on Marketplace and hoping we responded. We did. We responded. And yeah, this is... Yeah. Yeah. But, Jacob, are you aware of what the Second Amendment actually says?
Only enough to the point of, you guys can have guns as a fundamental right.
It's one
to
sentence.
Defend yourself, and basically no one can take those guns away from you. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, I should say that, so I'm on constitution.congress.gov, okay? And I'm going to read what they have as the Second Amendment. Now, there are apparently 7 total subsections to the Second Amendment. There's the oh no, this is how they explain it all. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is what it says. Now, I want to be clear, there is nothing about firearms in the States that classify as a well-regulated militia. A militia, sure, well-regulated, fundamentally disagree with that. But it is that last bit, shall not be infringed, ending with a period. That is it. That is the thing that gun activists for years have been talking about, saying, you know, we will accept nothing other than a full and complete freedom to purchase and utilize firearms, period. And the government has kind of pushed back on that. Personal feelings aside, it's pretty clear in the, in the actual text what it means. Unless they meant that we were supposed to skin bears and put them on our arms.
I mean, that would be pretty metal. I'd run away if somebody came at me with freshly skinned bear arms.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think, I think this made a lot of sense when we were fighting off your country and the BS that your country was doing. It made sense.
You only won because the French got involved. That's all you need to know.
It's not my problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, I know. We hate the French.
But...
but no, like as
very
a
vague.
Brit, as a Brit, I have a very interesting view on gun enforcement, especially as I am very heavily involved with the defense sector and firearms. I have a unique perspective on requirements versus usability versus general populace from different sources, because I deal with everyone. And honestly, I don't have a problem with guns. I think that's one thing people assume British gun problem. No,
Yeah.
I do not have a problem with guns. My biggest concern is just you guys don't have good healthcare, which means you don't have good mental health care, which is why you have a gun control problem.
But we got a gun behind every blade of grass, damn it.
But like, gun control will not work. It categorically doesn't, because it's too ubiquitous to the founding of your country. Like,
Exactly.
you cannot get away with them because you already have too many in circulation. Even if you were like, guns are banned today,
It's
you can still go get a gun. There's more guns than people.
And it's why historically gun control has failed, because any attempt to do it requires you to go back in time, in history, in whatever, and start when everyone bought the guns. And so, like, how do you regulate what's already in my safe? When if you own firearms, you should have a safe. To be clear, I don't care if you have kids in your house or not. You should have a safe for your firearms. This is just common, easy things. It's not expensive. It's cheaper than most of your guns. Just go get a damn safe. But you know, it's one of those. How do you regulate what is already owned? And it's the same question that I have for these laws. How do you regulate what's already owned? But Jacob, you're missing the big part of the Washington law.
So this is going to be interesting. So for everyone watching, I have fully analysed the bill. I've been going through it, picking out points. But
you missed
as I was writing my notes,
of this bill.
I was writing my notes for Grant, and Grant was like, Jacob, we have to keep this to 1 page worth of notes. And I've literally got like 30 to 40 pages of notes.
Yeah, we needed to lower our fonts. I don't want to keep scrolling on our notes, you know? But
yeah, there's a lot of notes. But apparently I've missed a major one, and Grant won't tell me. So let's find out.
Yeah, let's read it. It is section 1.7 in theory. It is the definition of a three-dimensional printer. A three-dimensional printer means A, any machine capable of rendering a three-dimensional object from a digital design file using additive manufacturing, or B, any machine capable of making three-dimensional modifications to an object from a digital file using subtractive manufacturing.
Oh, no!
They have defined a three-dimensional printer as any CNC machine, whether it is, because technically computer numeric control, that is what a 3D printer is. They have just defined any CNC machine as a three-dimensional printer. And I'm sorry, but now you've really complicated things.
Well, I'm now going to delete my section in my notes, which I titled Dangerous Precedent for Other Technologies, including CNC mills, laser cutters, PCB cutters.
The precedent's in the law. The law has the precedent. But I guess I should remind people that, once again, Bridgeport doesn't snitch, or at least your old Bridgeports don't snitch. They physically can't snitch because they're not computer controlled. And so this is the interesting one. The digital design file, to me, is that interesting designation, because what exactly is defined as a digital design file? As far as I can tell,
anything. It could be anything from a raw G code to step files. It could even be a PDF of how to do something.
Yep.
It could literally just be sharing a PDF like engineering schematic. Is now, you can't do that.
Yeah. And if that also made you say, what the hell? Don't forget to leave a like, get subscribed, and hey, if you're watching live, we don't run like actual YouTube ads during the live show, so if you do want to support to help keep these shows affordable for us, that'd be great. We would like that, please and thank you. There are 140 people watching, only 25 likes. We can fix that.
Come on, guys.
But yeah,
fix those likes.
I think that is, to me, the most egregious part of this, because it's not just limiting 3D printers. it is limiting CNC machines. Now, to be clear, as someone who has a 3D printing business in the United States, it is laws like this is why we can't get insurance. Because insurance companies will just assume that we are making firearms. Those same insurance companies actually insure firearms manufacturers. And they have no problem with it. But because 3D printers, to them, are this weird, scary technology, it's a problem. I'm sorry, but given the opportunity to CNC mill or 3D print a firearm, I'm not choosing 3D printing unless it's metal 3D printing. Is it possible? Yes. Have I used 3D printed firearms before? Yes, I have. Do they work? Yes, they do. But if given the option to have it made out of metal,
my first choice.
I'm getting it made out of metal every single time. Right?
Yeah, 3D printing is great, but it's got problems. It's got caveats. It is another manufacturing tool because every manufacturing process has its drawbacks. 3D printing is a generalist tool, meaning it's fantastic, but it has its drawbacks. I wouldn't trust something that goes boom next to my face from a 3D printer unless I was very certain I did the design.
Yeah, if you need to, fine. But again, there are so many other ways to legally buy. Go buy a High Point, okay? Go buy a certified boat anchor before you 3D print something. I totally understand that it can be fun, and there are some really interesting, beautiful designs out there for 3D printing firearms. Bringing up the Czech 9. That's a Tech 9, but it's 3D printed. Absolutely beautiful. Looks great. Gorgeous. They perform well. But we also have this fun problem of how the ATF defines a firearm in the United States.
Yeah, but to the ATF, even a credit card can be a firearm because it has a picture printed on it. Come on.
And as Tarsman013 says, remember, kids, plastic does not show up in X-rays. Correct.
You know what does, though? The barrel and the firing pin and the bullets.
Those are often heavy enough that if you're going to have an explosion of sorts... So, okay. To have a plastic gun explode is not too much of an ask. Jacob, what pounds per square inch, what PSI does a 380 auto? A 380 auto, what does it impose? PSI.
Isn't it 8,000 foot-pounds?
That's
or 1,800 foot-pounds.
That's torque. I'm looking at pounds per square inch.
Oh god, I'm trying to go imperial because your country is shit.
PSI is well, I use it for car tires.
Yeah, just use bar like everyone else.
Bar.
But no, it's something in like the upper like 18,000s, I believe. 18,000 PSI. Something insanely high.
Shergal just put it in the chat. It's 21,500 pounds per square inch.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot.
I'm sorry, but if you've ever seen a car tire blow up and the damage that does, I'm just saying. Also, Steve is here. Steve Builds member for 32 months. Thank you, sir.
Steve.
We'll be sending you all to go hang out with him when we're done here, where he is working on Voron. We're working on a Voron V2 Serial 0 for the Smurf auction. It is over $4,000 for that machine, which means we've got some friggin' work to do for the hot seat, which we will talk about later on in the episode. So
there you go. David Connor saying 1,400-ish bar. I knew I was close.
That's a lot. It's
still a lot.
Yeah.
I would not want to be on the other side of that.
And to be clear, so the fun problem here in the States is again, how the ATF defines a firearm. The barrel, fire control group, bolt carrier,
the shape of the hand grip,
the slide if it's a pistol. None of that is a firearm. It's the lower. The thing that actually deals with the least amount of pressure is the thing the ATF considers a firearm. So technically, you can buy all the other parts online, shipped directly to your house, no background check, no 4473, no nothing required.
AliExpress oil filters. What?
That is a felony. Yeah. Yes, you can
It's just an oil filter for your car.
correct.
Made of titanium.
But if,
with weird filters.
Yes, because your car is somehow half 28 threaded. Yes, your electric car, Jacob, somehow has half 28 threads on its oil filter. But look, Form 1s and Form 4s are currently $0. Put your damn tax stamps in if you're going to do dumb crap. And make sure you have the tax stamp in hand before your oil filters arrive in your house. Otherwise, you are guilty of a felony. Don't be stupid. Please, don't be stupid. Look, I get it. Guns are fun, and you want to go enjoy that kind of stuff. Fine. Don't be the person they choose to make an example out of. This is the biggest thing with 3D printing and firearms. Don't say, oh, well, it's technically legal. I don't care. I don't care.
Technically legal and being legal are two different things.
Technically legal doesn't stop a cop from arresting you.
No.
You might be totally in the legal law. But the headline's going to say, Floridaman arrested for 3D printing ghost guns. And whether they're for your personal use or not, whether you have the right licensure or not, it doesn't matter. That headline's already out. It's going to make national news. And whether you are acquitted or not, you will be remembered as the guy who made ghost guns. Don't be stupid. Just don't be stupid. Okay? Yeah, Tarzman013. Technically legal doesn't stop a cop from shooting you. This is the thing. And it's what we have always said about 3D printing firearms. Just don't be stupid, right? I have done it once. I did it for a news story years and years and years ago when 3D printing ghost guns was a big thing, right? It was all in the news. Cody Wilson, asshole. And I'm gonna pull the barrel off of it. It is not assembled, so it is technically a gun-shaped club. This is the barrel for a Liberator, but I did it in the brightest, most neon yellow that we have. It is also like, and yeah, you can see how low the infill is. It was never designed to fire. It was designed to show how unrealistic this is. It is a non-rifled, like, what, 2.5 inch barrel. This is stupid. Don't do this, right? If you want to have fun, but know how to legally have fun.
Yeah. Like print shaped charges. Don't print guns. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's it. That's at least 6 inches. Yeah. And, you know, like Linux says, it doesn't stop them from confiscating your printer. And even if you're cleared, would probably take months, if ever, before they give it back to you. Right? And yeah, it's cold outside. Yeah. It's cold outside.
I mean, my biggest problem with this entire bill is... I've got notes on notes. Grant's able to view the notes at the moment, but literally my biggest problem isn't even in the notes. It's the overreach.
Yeah.
It's permission-based manufacturing.
Correct.
It's having to get your files from design to a slicer that can then check if they're parts that they allow, to then send to a printer, which can then check if that part is allowed, and then it can make it. And it's so easy for government entities to go, this is for protection, to then this is an allowed thing, to now it's overreach and we are silencing certain forms of output. And making something is also part of your First Amendment. It is a type of speech. Making a sign to complain about someone is First Amendment.
That's correct.
And they're now adding the framework under the guise of something protective that can be easily switched to now they don't allow letters, because certain letters in a certain orientation can say fuck the government, and they don't like that. And that's
they really don't like that. Currently, they're not a huge fan of that. It
also allows them to like log user data. Like, there is a way they could do it without logging user data. Will they do it? Hell no.
Yeah, and
they will be checking everything.
For those out there talking about registries and things like that, for a purchase of a firearm in a retail setting, it is required in every state that I've been to including Florida, that you go through a federal background check called the 4473. That is a federally mandated background check to make sure that you are not a prohibited person before you buy a firearm. Okay? That is a big deal. It is not a national registry. So, oh, they're trying to get our names onto a registry. Shut up. Shut up. It doesn't matter. It fundamentally doesn't matter. Because the Second Amendment, as far as I'm concerned, is invalid. And you might say, oh, look at this liberal. Guys, there's more than one firearm within arm's reach of me right now. But the government has nukes and missiles. You as a civilian don't. The idea of the Second Amendment...
Try using your grandpappy's 911 against a fighter jet. Good
1911.
Yeah.
Brit doesn't even know what a right... Yeah, with God's caliber.
What did I say? I thought I said
1911.
said 9/11. Oh, did I? Well, you got that as well, so enjoy that.
Chagall says, speak for yourself. And I get it. There are people out there that can get destructive licenses and things like that to own destructive devices, a.k.a. hand grenades, missiles, things like that. That is when there is a registry. There are registries if you own destructive devices. You must possess a license to own it. And by possessing said license, you also give three-letter organizations the right legally to come and inspect your firearms at any time. Anytime. Anytime they want. They can come and see what you got hanging around, and if they don't like it, they can take it. What are you going to do? Sue them?
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and as Pirate Printing says, NFA is a registration. It is. National Firearm...
Association?
No, there's something else.
The A's tend to be always like associate or like group.
But yes, it is a registry. So if you have an NFA item, which suppressors, short barrel rifles, SBRs, those are the two most common NFA items, right? There's a registry for all of that. Act. Yeah, Act. National Firearms Act. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that is a registry. Beyond your, I can go to my local Walmart and buy a firearm, there are registries. So what does this bill actually do? Nothing. It is a rage bait. You're being rage baited.
It impedes manufacturing. It's a control mechanism. By definition, it is a control mechanism. It's a control mechanism for neutral tooling. And that's what I didn't like about it was, yes, 3D printers are now ubiquitous and they're easier to use than ever before, and they can make a lot of things, but it's a neutral tool like a hammer or a CNC or a 2D printer, and they want to be able to control what you make, not on the equipment, just in general. They want to be able to control what you make.
And that's the problem. And it's the telemetry.
Is the problem.
Yeah, it is the telemetry. Because, yeah, all right, I totally understand the concern for printing firearms on a printer that uses a cloud that isn't in the United States, because that is an ITAR violation. That's International Traffic in Arms Regulation, which I will remind people out there carries a $250,000 per incident fine and up to and including being tried and found guilty of high treason against the United States. ITAR and CMMC are not to be effed with. It's like the Wu-Tang Clan. You don't want to mess with them. This problem, I totally understand that side of it. Like, hey, we need to, if you're going to have a cloud-connected machine, it needs to be on USA servers. I totally understand that, because...
I'd understand that.
ITAR is so complicated. As someone that deals with ITAR work, it's complicated. And a minor screw-up. I'm looking at the company that ruined a multi-$1,000 contract for us because they accidentally uploaded classified government information to a public Dropbox server. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. I did
And remember,
not
if you
butcher.
play War Thunder, get off the forums.
Yeah, the War Thunder forums. And I did not butcher the Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with. I'm not going to say the actual...
Look, we're trying to stay monetized here.
You
okay?
already dropped one F-bomb, and now it's
and we're allowed
PG-13.
two.
PG-13
We're allowed two, right? Ah, well, too bad. We're talking about guns. Guns. Well, there was no way we're going to get monetized on this topic.
I actually think, you know, we would be, but we're not doing anything inherently.
We're talking politics.
But we're not, right?
Well, okay, apolitical politics.
We are talking about proposed bills. We are not making it political, to be clear. Like, I could make this political all day and talk about some of the things that are going on in the States and add a 0 to the amount of people that are watching us right now. But we're not going to do that because much against some of what people believe about us, we're not like clickbait BS channels that will use thumbnails and titles like "you can go to prison." Although I did say you could end up in jail for this, but
you've literally just done that for the title of this video. He's learning. It's okay. He's learning the way of the clickbait.
Yeah. And where's Brandon Herrera? I did ask Brandon Herrera. I asked 3D Print General. 3D Print General is a little bit allergic to YouTube, and I totally understand that. I asked Brandon Herrera. He did not reply to us to talk about this.
I would have loved if he came on.
He would be... The problem with Herrera is that he's also running for Congress, so there's a lot of political stuff about this. And yes, Brandon is super busy. I totally understand it. Likely doesn't care about a 56,000 subscriber YouTuber with, you know, a dinky live podcast, but, you know, whatever. Rah said, with the $10, thank you very much for supporting the ad-free YouTube-ness that we have here. What if you're just a fan of guns and want to print the shape with no moving parts and mount it? What about airsoft and Nerf blaster parts? How would the software know the difference? It won't. I agree.
That's the problem.
See, the Liberator...
It doesn't know intent.
The Liberator that I made for the news station, and I did that on a personal printer, so it does not require federal firearms license, but I never assembled it. See, if you don't assemble it, it is a gun-shaped club. It is legal. It is not a firearm. It is not considered a firearm by the ATF. And I was very certain to make sure that I figured out those laws before I agreed to the news story. This was years ago. I couldn't find it. I tried looking for it, but I couldn't find it. We were going to put it into the Print Fix Friday, but I couldn't find it. That's part of the problem. The problem is the software won't know the difference. And guys... how easy is it going to be to hide from this software? Like, come on. Like, come on.
Well, no, it's the other way around. You should be thinking, how egregious is the software going to be?
Oh, yeah.
Because some of the shapes are so generically simple.
Yeah.
It's just going to be,
like,
oh, it's a tube with a hole in it.
What if I wanted to make a covering for this creme brulee torch from Amazon? Like, at what point does this start to resemble a handgun? Like, where do you have to draw that line? And that's part of why any amount of attempt to enforce this is pretty much impossible, right? The amount of false positives this is going to give off is insane to me, but I want to get into how it could even be enforced to begin with.
There's so many different... Also, yeah, AK-50 when I want to see it finished. That is such a cool project. But no, like, there's so many ways you can enforce this. So, like, one is on the slicer side.
Right.
You have to use a government-mandated slicer because it can speak to the government servers that can scan your part or even check, like, the metadata or something. Then you need firmware on the printer to accept the file because you maybe bypass the slicer. You got G-code.
Yep.
You could bypass it, so you need your printer to be able to scan the G-code, recreate the object, send it back off. Again, more telemetry.
But what if you're like me and never update things?
Well, I guess you're just in breach of the law then.
Oh, I'm a pirate.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. To the gulag.
That's like the main problem with this is It's mandatory blocking
enforcement
technology.
is just ridiculous.
Well, no. So the thing with mandatory technology is it forces technology to also be upgraded.
Yes.
So you can't keep your older printers. It has to be upgraded.
Hey, if the government wants to upgrade my printers, replace them.
But that's the main problem. It's like they'd come in, take your machines, you probably get no rebate for it. You have to start again from scratch, buy printers with some form of jank, probably AI detection system, and then they'd make the file, and then it would ban you immediately.
Yeah, give me one of those like gun trade-in days where they give you gift cards, but do it for printers, cash for clunkers style.
You know what? I'd do that.
And then I just go out and buy the cheapest printers. I figure out like, because like this is what the 3D printer people do when they do the firearm buyback programs, where they'll give you like $200. They print a bunch of lowers and they bring a box full of lowers and say, "I'll take $10,000, please and thank you."
Yeah.
Right. Like, and you know what?
Literally, all I do is I'd get a glue gun and some just like shitty motors or like CD drive motors and just be like, there you go, there's a 3D printer.
Hey, you know what? You're following the law. It's not your fault the law is written really poorly. That's the way that it is. It's not your fault. Rara for $5 goes on saying, what about scale gun models to keychains? How will actual gun manufacturers using CNC machines be okay with giving the government access to their files and IP? They won't.
They wouldn't.
They simply won't do that. Like, dude.
And this is the problem, is the amount of overreach it needs.
Oh my, this is so much overreach. They might as well just book my colonoscopy for me. Like, buddy, there's a lot of overreach.
Like, if this goes through, the entire manufacturing industry in Washington ceases overnight.
Yeah.
Because every CNC machine needs to have this software now. If they don't comply, it's 5 years in prison and a 15 grand fine
up to
for companies.
Yeah.
But that's companies. That's not even the people. The people get charged separately.
Correct. The manufacturers,
and that's
who most of them aren't in the United States. So good luck doing that.
And then because they're not in the United States, it bans the printers in the first place. So you can't buy them. All of a sudden, every CNC machine, every laser cutter, every like acid etcher that uses like electro acids, they're banned. Your entire state has stopped building stuff because they need to guarantee you're not making guns. And it's not gonna work. There's no way it works.
Oh, he retracted the message. I was gonna read it. Glock would have to go back to doing nothing but selling horse semen. For those that don't know, Glock's two biggest, products.
Glock used to deal with cock.
They
That's
both
what you
shoot
need to know.
things. It's a matter of what they're shooting. Yeah, it's true. Go ahead and look up what Glock does. It's not just making firearms, children.
No, it is making children, though.
That's fair.
That is true.
But it's, the whole idea of machines that have this level of telemetry. It's funny because, the machines that have this level of telemetry already, it's the Chinese printers, it's the Bamboos, it's the newest Crealities. Any machine with AI fail detection can absolutely 100% detect exactly what is being made on it. And it is why
we already know what's inside the Bamboo Lab log files. Yeah, it's like, the 3D model.
Guys, from day one, I've been telling you to air gap your 3D printers. And it's crap like this. If your printer is air gapped, it has no ability to talk to anything other than itself, and it can talk to itself as much as it wants. Because when I'm done with it, it's going to get a healthy dose of thermite before it goes back to being a hydrocarbon. Right? Like, this is the problem that we have. And like, look, I love the AI fail detection that we get on machines. I think it is fundamentally awesome for people that are new to this industry, that don't understand print failures, to have a machine that can detect it for you and pause the print, even if it is a false positive. I'd rather something fail out on a false positive. But if it can detect what is going wrong, it can detect what is being made. Period.
Yep. But no, like this bid is bad. I'm gonna keep saying this bid bad just to like really drive it home to people. This bid bad. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for them to pass it, but the risk of it passing is monumentally terrible. Also, for everyone who doesn't know, it's supposed to go in on the 1st of July 2027.
Yeah, it's a
And
long
the
time.
moment it goes through, you can't even sell your printers.
Correct.
Even moving them from buildings, going between person and person, selling them or buying them, becomes illegal.
Yep.
It's stupid.
Like,
it's unenforceable.
I totally
but if it
understand
goes through,
why Joel is upset about this. Joel has a print farm in Washington State. He lives near Seattle. I can understand why Joel's pissed off about this, because it would take his print farm business to zero overnight. Zero.
Yep.
Because
you can't use the machines anymore.
Prusa doesn't have this level of telemetry. Their buddy cameras, in my opinion, were a bad implementation, have not gotten that much better, but are thankfully totally removable. So I don't have to worry about
it. This is terrible. Just frankly, terrible. And then ignoring the fact that a single state is forcing manufacturers to change what they're doing, which means they're not going to do it. No. Because in all honesty, from my perspective,
they're just not going to sell.
I ain't going to do it.
Yeah, they're just not going to. They're going to be like, okay, well, if you're in Washington State or New York, you can't buy one of our machines. And if you want to buy it out of state and bring it in on your own time, homie. Not our job, your job.
Good luck on that. You'll get arrested. Because that's the whole point. Can't transfer them.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell why they did it. I can feel this naive sense of, oh, Ghost Gun's bad. I don't want little Jimmy, 12 years old, with his first 3D printer to print a gun. But it's a complete misunderstanding of what it is, and then the legal team were like, beep, beep, boop, boop, add all the words to make it strong, and have ended up making it so strong, in fact, it's basically hitting the nuclear reset button in the state.
If all we did was reach out to a 3D printing professional and say, can we talk about this? Like, I would like to introduce some level of law, but can we talk about the feasibility of it? Before you did it, this would be a completely different conversation, but it is clear to me that these laws are written by people that have no knowledge of the technology at which they are trying to control. And that to me is more of the underlying fundamental problem with this, is that... What? Okay, Amber laughed at something. That to me is the problem, is that people who don't know a damn thing about it are trying to make laws about it. Like,
I mean, it's
similarly
the whole
with
video
games
men
trying to make
violence.
laws about women's healthcare. You don't know anything about it, guys. Come on, move on.
There's so many like examples in the past, like video games cause violence.
No, they
don't. The war on drugs was.
Although Modern Warfare 2, all of this lobbies were toxic. Okay.
So they just taught you to defend yourself.
Can't say I wasn't one of the the good guys in those lobbies. Okay, there were some heated moments in Modern Warfare 2.
I wish I still had
the original Modern Warfare 2, not the remake.
No, the original one was the toxic one. The modern one, no. But no, like I used to keep like a Burger King hat on my right hand side just in case this joke came up, and it's gone missing because I literally would have slowly put it on.
The King, yes.
The King returns.
So TD Shep 885 with the $10 says, it's a step in the door for IP monitoring so reproductions aren't made without compensation. I'm sure it's being lobbied as a segue into this because it's an easier target for support to lay the framework. Yeah. You know, this whole idea of governments monitoring what you do in your home is, oh my God, not okay. Right? Because one, they don't need to know what websites you all are visiting when you think you're actually hiding from Google. Okay? But two, this is a First Amendment and Fourth Amendment searches and seizures.
What's the Fourth Amendment?
I believe it's search and seizures. I will get the actual text for the Fourth Amendment.
I mean, bear in mind, the government already knows what you Google. They search. If you suddenly say, I make bomb, they're gonna know. Like, this isn't like a hidden thing.
Oops, my flexi.
But they just don't act on it most of the
time. So the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So it is an unlawful search or seizure, right? Which is, not legal. Remember, kids, if it's not a signed judicial warrant, don't open the door. What is the best thing you can say to police? I don't answer questions. And I invoke the Fifth, and you shut the F up. As a podcast that is known for not shutting the F up, when you are talking with police, shut the F up.
Yep. I've seen it in person. It was quite funny. Grant was not used to German police.
That's fair.
And he was like moving really slowly to not like trigger them.
Yep.
Because so in Europe, for any of you Americans, them carrying guns is quite common. So they were carrying MP5s and everything. And Grant is like, I'm going to be reaching for my passport now, and I'm going to unzip this, and I'm just there like, passport.
Yeah, no. Dude,
it's so funny.
They had very, very capable rifles, submachine guns, in fact. But yeah, the Fourth Amendment is, if you don't have a warrant, kick rocks, right? And the Fifth Amendment is the right to not self-incriminate. Okay? When in doubt, invoke the Fifth. When in doubt, invoke the Fifth. It is simple, right? I hear noises. I think they're okay noises, but I hear noises. I hear noises from the machines. But, like, for governments to be able to log everything that you're doing, that's a Fourth Amendment violation. And your data is protected under your First Amendment rights to some level. But this is all violations, right? I've got problems with this. And I'm not certain, from a realistic standpoint, what could actually be done to find some level of middle ground, other than setting specific laws that discuss the sale, transfer, and utilization of 3D printed firearms. But
I don't know.
That's already there, right? The Second Amendment allows you to make your own firearms for personal use. If you do not possess a federal firearms license, you cannot sell them. And in fact, when you die, they must die with you. They must be destroyed upon your death. They cannot be transferred. If they're 3D printed, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But the sale and transfer of 3D printed guns is already well defined by the ATF, right? It's a regular firearm and how that's handled. We don't exactly have anything around the manufacturing of it. But I guess I don't really care if people are making 500 3D printed firearms. And neither should the law. The law should only care when those people are releasing them into the public for some basic level, because then they're violating federal law. And besides, if they wanted to do dumb stuff, there's so many better ways to do it than a 3D printer. Okay?
Yeah. Like a 2D printer. Print money. Go do it. See how that turns out.
See, now, this is a good one to bring up. Because 2D
Why do you think I made the joke about it?
Have this level of regulation on them.
They do. And every country agrees with it. And most people agree with it.
They have a
But the
fingerprinting
interesting thing is, it doesn't stop you from printing.
No.
It just marks it.
Yeah.
So if it's used improperly, it can be traced.
Right.
Now, I prefer the mindset on that, because it's less about making a thing and the making part is the banned bit. It's the use of is the not even banned, is regulated. And I do not mind if they wanted to say like, hey, for 3D printed firearms, you have to put your own unique serial number on each one. Like every person who has a firearms license, put your unique serial number on it so it's traceable.
There's not a federal registry for this.
I know.
And I'm not going to
saying,
deface my beautiful old firearms that don't have serial numbers on.
No. I'm saying for like, if you wanted to make them, that you have to then give them a maker's mark. That I can understand. Like printing money, it has a maker's mark of the printer who made it.
How are you going to do it? Like how? It's just VFAs, man. It's the VFAs. It's the government trying to control your printers. The VFAs. They're controlling your printers. Printed Trucker with the $9.99 says, politicians are always interested in power and control. This is not new, and they will attempt this always. David Connor Showroom with the $10 as well, saying, this bill is a constitutional overreach on so many levels. First, second, fourth, and fifth. Yep, indeed it is. Yes, indeed it is. And that's why I firmly believe from day one, there was zero chance the bill was going to pass. The lawmakers knew it. This, literally what we are doing right now, is exactly what they wanted. To talk about this more, because it brings the lawmakers, who I will not name. I will not name the people that introduced the bills, because that's what they want. The idea is that they are winning political points with their own parties. But see, the funny thing that's happened recently is that the sides are starting to switch when it comes to firearms. Liberals are buying firearms in droves. Conservatives are telling you that you don't really need guns. You don't need guns. What do you need guns for? And if you don't believe me, go look at the politics. I'm not wrong on this.
Just saying.
Go look at the sales numbers and where the guns are being bought, right? The idea of gun ownership is flipping. And so you're not pandering to your own base. So what are you doing? You're rage baiting. At best, you're rage baiting. And at worst, you're creating situations where companies like Construct 3D are like, oh, hell no. Hell no. You know what, US, you're on your own, which is what most of the world has told us recently.
Like, I haven't even talked about, like, the manufacturer's perspective other than we just wouldn't. But if we were forced to, that's company killing. Yeah. That's development team work, that's firmware integration work, that's now a software approach. There probably needs to be an internal camera or some form of data monitoring system. Yep. You probably need to recreate the 3D model from G-code. And then you have to link it to a government service.
And all the forks of Orca, all the forks of Cura, all the forks of Slick 3R, all the forks of Prusa Slicer. Are you telling me you're going to get companies with no USA nexus to actually follow the laws? Get the F out of here. There is exactly a 0% chance of this occurring. 0.0. It is not, it's not fundamentally possible. This entire industry, from day one, the consumer 3D printing industry was built upon giving the middle finger to patents, to government, to everything, saying, we don't need you. We will build a self-replicating machine that can make more of itself. We will do that. That is what RepRap is all about. And when you try to regulate it, because you're not Warren G, we're going to find a way around it every single time. We've done it once, we'll do it again. It's what this industry does. This industry exists on a major FU to Stratasys, 3D Systems, and the other major companies that had patents on this stuff. It's an open source. Kick rocks, homie. Come back with a judicially signed warrant. Or, I don't care. And it's why, to me, this was nothing but rage bait to begin with. And it worked! It friggin' worked! I'm being told to check my DMs. Fine.
This entire situation is stupid. It's so stupid. I cannot put into words the level of ineptitude that this bill has put forward, because it ignores the problem, which is making guns. It ignores the solutions, which is how to implement it. It ignores the manufacturers who then get affected by it. It ignores the entire industry and other industries. It is impossible to get foreign companies to comply. You've also now cut yourself off from the rest of the world because they are not going to comply.
Yep.
Oh no, what's going to happen if I sold a printer there? Well, I'm going to say I'm not going to do it in the first place, and then if it still happens, sue me. I'm not coming to you. You have to come to me now. Have fun. Try fly across the world to deal with different country courts. It ain't cheap. Trust me, it ain't cheap.
No. I mean, and if you don't have a nexus in the US, so like as Construct 3D, you don't have to answer to those laws. They can sue you all day. But unless they're going to extradite you from your country, which they're not going to do, there's nothing that can be done about it. There will be an open arrest warrant for you should you ever set foot into the United States. But I have a feeling, Jacob, you're not coming to the States in the next few years.
No. As much as I did plan to come over and like spend time with you and Amber and everything and maybe go to Disneyland, no.
Disneyland's in California. We have Disney World.
I don't.
There's a big
There's a
big difference.
Look, I went to Disney World. I keep calling it Disneyland because everywhere else in the world it's called Disneyland. And I still stand by Disneyland in France was better than Disney World.
Look, we have staff members that work for the Mouse. I think they are legally obligated now to kick your ass. I think that's how that works.
Do it. I just go, it'll be fine.
So I have a DM here from the Positron team saying we literally paid this bill no mind. Zero discussion aside from, that's dumb. It's unenforceable in the current market. And they wouldn't be surprised if major manufacturers were of the same mindset, at least for those that have an open source based firmware. Because, like, what about these community projects? What about Positron? What about all of this, right?
I did have some notes on who this affects and who might want this to go through.
What do you got?
It's specifically not small companies. It's Stratasys, it's Markforged. It's companies that already have a stranglehold on big industry with government ties. They will thrive by getting rid of smaller companies' foreign printers because they suck. They can't fight against the Bamboo Lab because their machines are trash. They are losing most of their money.
So they'll say, we can put the telemetry in, we don't care.
Yeah.
And, so
they've got their own slicer. They've got their own file formats. They've got their own material production. They have the entire ecosystem already under lock and key. And what this means is, suddenly your military industrial complex company can't buy an Ender 3 when it does the same job as what a Stratasys F480 or F460 does.
Ender 3 don't snitch.
But this is one of the notes that I had was like, who does this benefit? It's big industrial companies.
Damn it! Why? I didn't even think about that. You're totally right there. That it benefits the big boys while just giving it to
getting
the small
rid of their
ones.
major competition. The big boys' biggest competition is smaller companies doing something better because they're now getting bigger. I will keep using Bamboo Lab because they've been the biggest problem for UK industry at the moment.
I would have thought the big boys would have been against this, but you're totally right. They have no reason not to.
The big boys have everything in place already to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even really need to comply with it. They just need to cut out everyone else.
Yeah. Damn
and all of a sudden, you've now got your decision you had previously, which was I could buy £1,000 Bamboo Lab or a £180,000 Stratasys. Suddenly becomes, well, I can only buy the Stratasys now because it's the only one my government allows.
I can't go to jail, right?
Yeah.
It's JD CCC26 says, look up Thang's parent company. Shapeways? It's Shapeways.
Isn't it Shapeways?
It is Shapeways. They're talking about Thang's previous parent company, which was Fizna, which is a AI data company. So FISNA, when I will tell you, I called them out for their data collection, and their CTO, maybe even CEO, came on the show to talk with me about this. They are SOC 2 level 2. Their data is so well segmented, it's not an issue. But yeah, the amount of data work that FISNA is doing, they would be like huge for this. This would be a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for a company like FISNA. But why wouldn't they take this opportunity? I mean, it's a gold mine. It is an absolute gold mine for a data company.
The AI companies would love it.
Oh my god, it's huge.
And the big players that already make machines would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hell, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, Ultimaker made a version. They've got the slicer.
Yeah.
They've got the cloud component. They've got the printers. How hard is it just to have, like, a little database of accepted shapes and everything? And now they've completely taken back what they lost, which is education. Because nobody in education's buying an Ultimaker anymore because they're crap. And now they've gained them all back because there's no other option. You have Ultimaker. That's it. Go do it.
I am upset with how much sense this makes. I am upset that this seems reasonable, and I'm upset with this $5 from Nomad's Galaxy saying tinfoil hat. They did consult 3D printer companies, but they consulted Stratasys. I'm upset at this.
Yeah. Also, just for fun fact, I'm supposed to be going on a NATO trip in March, April times, in a month or a bit. And they are only allowing machines in that are European-based. Stratasys is on the list of things they're allowing in.
Your machine's not European-based.
Stratasys isn't either.
Your machine's not on the list because it's UK-based. Yeah, Stratasys is Israel.
European.
Israel's not in Europe.
It's not.
I know. That's why they're not there.
But Stratasys is in the list.
Oh, they are in the list because they likely they likely have a European nexus.
It's not about the nexus. The key line is companies that align to European standards.
I mean, I think they do. What's the issue with that?
As in, like, the ethos.
I think they do.
There's a load of other European companies that aren't in the list.
Do you think it's because they didn't know about the list? Or the list didn't know about them?
No. These are like I think Zax isn't in the list.
Well, they're not European. They're from Turkey.
No, not Zax. What's the other one? It's not Zax. They sound the same. They're in the same headspace as me. Their machines look really similar. There's two French companies, one Spanish, one Swiss. And yes, Swiss is not in the European Union, but they are European. Either way, like there's a couple of like weird oddities in the list of like foreign companies that shouldn't be there, but they're big, are allowed in. And it just so happens they're the ones that already sell to the military-industrial complex. That level of lobbying is something that both Stratasys, Markforged, and all the other big players... Zortrax, there we go. They do it all the time. We've been banned from public events as Construct 3D in open forum events because we are, quote-unquote, a threat to their bottom line.
Good!
So Stratasys have banned us from events that are run by public entities. It would not surprise me if this was a bid by bigger companies to try and gain a monopoly through legal recourse.
Yep.
The only way you're legally allowed a monopoly is if the government tells you you're allowed to have it. I don't like where this is going. This is troublesome for everyone. It cuts out all of Chinese manufacturing. It cuts out all of European manufacturing. It leaves like 4 to 6 companies as the top dogs with complete reign over everyone. It's not a good look.
It is not.
It's really not a good look.
It is not. I mean, Printed Trucker here saying, in my semi, a 389 Peterbilt, hell yeah, in the parking lot of Love's in Mims, Florida, printing a soap container. Do I worry about Big Soap or the government coming after me? No. The same as any of the replica digital game guns. I totally agree. Also, as I message you, if you ever find yourself around Tampa, dude, give the shop a call. It rings to my cell phone. Let's go get dinner or something. Hell yeah. Yeah, Printed Trucker, if the name didn't give that away to anybody, has 3D printers in his semi. Oh, he was in Zephyr Hills on Saturday. Brother, that's like 20 minutes from me.
Oh.
Damn. Come on. You gotta call me when you're in the area. Man. Zephyr Hills is close, and I know a great place to get some good food in Zephyr Hills. But yeah, Printed Trucker actually has an interesting one. If the bills pass and he goes into those states, what the hell happens? And wait, and he's now, what if he is printing when he goes across state lines? That's interstate commerce. That's federal now.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if they threw the entire bookcase at you if you did that.
That's such a...
Because they'd want to make an example. Person 3D printing ghost guns crosses borders while manufacturing.
Yes.
More news at 11.
Blue-collar worker in the U.S. just trying to make something for himself crosses state lines and becomes a federal criminal.
Pierce prints, geofenced printers.
But if my printer's air-gapped...
It won't work. Because it would notice it's not air-gapped, can't talk to the server, and it would say, no, it can't work, sorry. That's how they'd have to build it, to guarantee safety.
See,
but then you'd go to jail.
So building your own 3D printer would then become illegal.
Yeah, because it says sale or transfer of 3D printer in the terminology. Transfer is also transformative, meaning from state to state. Building something is called a transfer.
Yes, it is.
So...
I hate this even more now.
You can't build it. You have to buy it. Has to be connected to guarantee safety. Has to have telemetry to guarantee safety. This safety is looking pretty tread on me harder, daddy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's funny how that's been working out recently.
Yeah. Just saying.
I guess okay, same as my firearm. He open carries in 39 states. Yeah? I mean, Doug saying, then you spoof your own GPS signals to make the printer think it's somewhere else. Yes, it's easy. Make your printers all think they're on Epstein's Island. Nothing will happen.
Suddenly it works.
Suddenly, they're gone. It's the Bermuda Triangle of everything.
Yeah. And remember, if you want a Windows 10 key that always works, use Jeffrey Epstein's Windows 10 key. It has unlimited uses. Just saying. It's on the internet. You can use it.
Well, his Windows 7 key is on the internet. Then you can update it.
I thought it was the Windows 10 one.
It's Windows 7, yeah. You have to... you
can upgrade to Windows 10.
Upgrade to Windows 10 and then to 11, yeah.
Just there you go. That's how you get free Windows. Just download Jeffrey Epstein's Windows ISOs. Oh.
GP3 Design says, my bamboo will not be on the island. Some politician. And apparently he got permabanned on Xbox Live in 2013. Mine's Modern Warfare 2. We all know how it happened. It was Modern Warfare 2, okay? Epstein was out there 360 no-scoping some noobs and said the F-slur one too many times and got permabanned, all right? That's what happens.
You just have to be worried about all those LAN parties he was setting up.
Yeah. Speaking of LAN parties, Wexter's here.
Hey!
And if you do want to see someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing, Wexter has been streaming. He now has fiber internet. Someone in the remote areas of Croatia can get fiber internet before I can get fiber internet, and I'm upset by this. But he has been streaming all of his ZBrush work recently, and it's been pretty good.
I didn't realize he was streaming it. I'm gonna have to start watching now. I love watching Zed Bush work.
It's pretty
great.
cool. Yeah.
It is great.
But dude, this whole I feel like as a manufacturer, it is more of a concern than if you're a user.
Yes.
Because as a user, there are so many ways to bypass this, right? What about like the picture in front of the camera that shows an empty build plate? You know, like you figure out the effective focal distance of the camera, and you put a picture in front of it.
Just get a perfect matched picture.
Yeah. You're basically rotoscoping in. You know, oh yeah, it's totally a benchy, but your benchy takes 19 hours. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't question it. It's there.
Yeah. It's funny how it does appear to be focused more on the manufacturers than on the users themselves. But it's like, how many, and I never looked this up because it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But how many legal manufacturers of firearms and firearm components exist in Washington and New York State? I'm assuming it's more than zero.
There is an exemption for this law, which is federal firearms manufacturers are exempt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, an FFL is easy to get. It's not even difficult.
If you get one of them, you are now exempt from that rule because you're going to be making stuff that already violates it. But that's it. The one that I do want to put, putting a spotlight on, the one for individuals is just the first time it's a misdemeanor, the second time becomes felony,
right,
for repeated offenses.
And that makes sense.
However, for companies, the first time is a felony with prison and with costs.
But how do you put a company in prison?
It is a lot stricter. Oh, you can.
How do you put a company in prison?
It's very easy to put a company in prison. When you go to put a company in prison, you actually look at what's called the leadership team, which will be CTOs, CEOs, and all of this.
They don't know
They'll
anything.
attribute a score, and they don't care. They will just be like, all of you go to jail. Just all of you go to jail. If you put your name on any document, you're going to jail.
Sandspark says, add 8th Amendment violations. I was going there. Go
on. What's the 8th Amendment then?
Let me read it. Because if I don't read it correctly, you know, this can get angry. Where is the 8th Amendment? Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. Yep.
Your country's screwed.
Well, see, the 10th Amendment is the one that they're really playing, which is the power not delegated to the United States. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So this is a states' rights thing. Yeah, just fun times. Fun times.
There's not really much more I can say on the topic. Like, the implementation's terrible. The outcome is terrible. I strongly believe that this might actually start going through.
I don't think
in some way, shape, or form. They might water it down.
Oh, they're going to water. They have to water it down. There's no chance.
But if any of this passes, it is a death knell on pretty much any company in that state.
Hobbyist and educational 3D printing in New York and Washington would cease to exist.
It would disappear overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight, unless they buy Stratasys or another bigger company.
Yep. I agree.
Because I bet you, like, if there's money to be made, the big dogs will be there to make it and charge you more than you want.
I mean, your business, your quick business to take advantage of this would be to build an AI camera that can detect this and then interface with Clipper, any of the slicers and all that. That would be your capitalist way of making money, would be to have a company that is already set up and ready to do this.
There's an easier way. You would just look at the G-code from the file, preload it, make a point cloud of every like movement point, and just guesstimate the shape, And if that shape triggers a shape matrix, like on what is it called? Like on a latent space, if it's too close to the gun corner, you just say, nope, not printing it.
Like, the issue that we run into is, like, we've tried this before. The 18th Amendment, and then subsequently the 21st Amendment, which was the prohibition and repeal of prohibition of liquor, right? It didn't stop liquor. It just sent it underground, right? You had rum runners who would simply just get into cars as fast as possible.
We're going to get filament runners. Just people with messenger bags full of filament, and they're just rolling it down the street.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that we could get a new Fast and the Furious where Printed Trucker is in the 18-wheeler, and instead of DVD and VCR players, they're going after filament for family?
Yes.
Yes!
There has to be a scene. Somebody opens the back of the truck. Somebody has to open the back of the truck and just tons of wheels just start falling out onto the road.
But half of them are
the car's swerving through it.
But half of them are master spools, so they just explode into spaghetti everywhere.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, we need this. This
a car's got to hit a reel of peak, and it just destroys the tire because it's harder than the car.
And then you have the carbon fiber filament, which as soon as you touch it, just explodes your danger to manifold. Yes. When carbon fiber filament hits you, danger to manifold pops up on your laptop. So all you do is say, shut up, you slam it closed, and you grab the second kit of nitrous. Because then the floor of your car falls out. Because that's where your manifold is.
It's speed holes. That's all it is, speed holes.
I want this so bad now. Amber's in the other room just groaning. Like, oh my god, this is so bad. I would watch this. I would go to the premiere of this in the theaters. Johnny Joseph 1389 says, for $5 says, it will pass and will be tied up in courts for decades before being overturned. This is the way of Washington's ridiculous gun laws. Washington is one of those states that has some pretty serious firearm laws. Like, they have magazine limits, they have limits on certain types of firearms. So I understand that, but I actually think, and regardless how you feel about the NRA, this is like a very clear NRA lobbying thing. It's like, no, it says shall not be infringed, F off. And it might pass. But then it gets very interesting for people like Joel and what happens with that.
Yep.
And other content creators
just
who I just refuse to name on here.
I legitimately think he's just going to move, because I don't see that as a way for most companies to survive this.
I don't think
unless you're a Stratasys rep.
I don't see this being passed. I really
but
don't.
How many times have we said, I don't see this happening in America, and then 6 months later it happens? Just look in the last month of your global politics and be like, yikes.
I am deliberately quiet here because it's been too many times.
No, it's good. Look, you should be proud that you're the most advanced third world country there is. That's a good thing. And when you get, like, unified healthcare, you can join the rest of us.
We're never going to get that. Never going to get that. Pez Liz, member 14 months, saying, Niagara rum runners in my family. We can do FDM. Hell yeah. I'm thinking Pez Liz going to be hucking reels of filament off of Niagara Falls. That'd be cool. Pretty Trucker with the $1.99 Fast and Furious Part 17 in 3D. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes.
I like that one.
Yes. We just have to avoid red Carrera GTs. R.I.P. Wexter said, if this passes, they will go for adult toys next, and that means mini dudes are next.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because there are so many 3D printed firearms that look nothing like a firearm, right?
Yeah. I mean, how,
like, printing the state of Florida looks enough like a pistol these days.
Was it Hoffman Tactical who did the Orca gun?
I don't know. I don't really follow.
I know. I think Hoffman did the forced reset triggers, which were really cool. But it was either him or someone else. He might have like just showed it off on his channel. But the
I'm
Orca
being
gun,
told
I
yes.
really like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
the answer's
yes. Gorgeous rifle. Like literally, it's what I like to see with 3D printed firearms because it's aesthetically pleasing as well as being a firearm. It's utilizing the fact it isn't just CNC'd to make it also quite pretty. It's got kind of like a smooth vibe to it. Please tell me you're Googling it.
Oh, the Orca? I Googled it already.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It is, but it
is.
resembles an AR enough.
Yes.
And AR enough, like, the state of Florida resembles a pistol enough. Or a Wexter mini dude, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the problem that we deal with is, okay, fine. You want this law, the law is going to pass, fine. Where do you draw the line? And how do you define via precedent what this looks like? Because currently, we're not doing that. Right? All of my guns, similar to all of my 3D printers, were lost in boating accidents. The background's fake. Don't worry about it.
Just one of those zoom cutout backgrounds.
Yeah, it's a zoom cutout background. Exactly. Oh. Exactly. Florida is not pistol. It's a boomerang.
Like, I wish I could turn my camera a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right where I've got all my 3D printed guns and all my not 3D printed guns. Like,
yeah, we're not going to do that.
It's very hard to regulate something effectively. It's very hard to do it when you also have all of the things you want to replicate everywhere else. If you can walk down the street and ask one person out of 10 if they've got one and they say yes, you can't regulate it. It becomes so challenging. And then you have to then fight on the fact that your Second Amendment exists. Like, you could maybe get away with it if you didn't have the Second Amendment and it was just a thing you all had. But because it's an integral part of your country, you either have to remove the integral part of your country, which will cause civil war, or just ignore it, which will cause civil war.
Like, we're not getting there already. I'm sorry, that was a little too political for this, but...
Just watch the A24 film, Civil War. It's actually surprisingly good.
Like, this is the trouble that I deal with, is defining what's allowed and what isn't is where this becomes really, really problematic. Like, again, the barrels, the slides, all of this can be purchased and shipped. But let's say it can't be. Okay. You can use, there's a, I forget the actual method and what it's called to do the rifling in a barrel with, it's not, I guess it is technically electric discharge machining, so it's technically EDM. It's not wire EDM, but you can do it in a bathtub.
Yeah.
And there's printed ECM. Thank you. It's like all your... And to be clear, getting firearms without serial numbers is not tough. It sometimes is illegal, depending if it was, you know, a bladed away. But you're not going to stop the bad guys. You're only going to stop the good guys.
You can make a submachine gun in about 4 hours with a hacksaw and like a tube of metal.
We will not
teach you
how to do that. We will not show you how to do that.
We are not doing that, but if you really want to know how to do that, just look at World War II submachine guns. They're so stupid simple. Look at the grease gun. It was designed to be made with zero tools and zero skill.
Couple of pieces of pipe, an end cap, and a nail, and you have a ram-fire shotgun.
Yeah, and a spring.
You don't even need the spring. It's a ram-fire shotgun. Single shot.
Yeah, but nobody wants a single shot. You want a submachine gun. Make a shotgun submachine gun. You'd thank yourself later. Your wrists
your
won't, but you
won't. Your wrists won't. Your arms won't. Yeah, it's like, okay, fine, it passes, but enforcing it becomes really tough. And literally, companies like FISNA, would be the ones that like you would go to set this.
Yep.
Right?
They done tons of money on it.
Oh, millions of dollars. Huh.
And if it spreads, it'll be even more than that. It like 3D printing is already like $120 billion industry globally.
Oh, yeah.
If you regulate it, you get the share of the pie. You get the whole pie.
So we've got Steve Knobs here making what I think is a pretty valid comment, saying, I don't think it's about guns. I think it's more about being able to have a system that protects IP and stops the repair industry. I do believe there's a huge right to repair issue here.
They're putting emphasis on both stopping right to repair with IP, because some companies don't like it, some companies do.
A lot of companies don't.
But they're also putting prevalence on protecting company interests when it comes to foreign actors. And I can understand it. If I was Stratasys, I would be like, how do we stop people from buying Bamboo Lab? Every day. Because that is like the biggest like reason
I'm
they're losing
upset that I
money.
never considered that as like a reasonable thing. I think even in Pretty Fix Friday, I said it's these big companies like Stratasys and 3D Systems that'll be the ones that don't want this. But I'm now upset that I didn't consider the fact that this is basically them kneecapping their entire competition overnight, in theory.
Yeah. It's not a good look. It is concerning in many ways. And
it as Stankish 87 says, it's also just general control. Story as old as organized government. What's organized government look like? I haven't seen that in years, but I totally agree. This is about control, and what you do in your own private home or your own private business is no concern of any government agency. Let them take their taxes, fine. That's the only time it's their concern. But then it's just, how much money did you make and how much do you owe us? Otherwise, it ain't none of your damn business. Stay out of my damn business. Without a judicial warrant, of course. If you have a signed judicial warrant, come on in. I ain't stopping that. I ain't going to jail for that. Come on in. Yeah. Otherwise,
as David Konashova says,
F off.
Stratasys can lower their prices. They can play with the little boys. They decide not to.
Yes, correct. They don't, because they're doing the same thing that like Bugatti does, that I would say Jaguar does, but they don't do that anymore. That Bentley does, that Rolls-Royce does. They're not building anything that is worth that level of money. They are putting it at that level of money because it garnishes a level of exclusivity. That's the big deal. The big deal is the exclusivity that comes with it. So, yes. I just saw your message. The answer is yes. That to me is where Stratasys is really at. But they've also spent money on the certifications that others haven't. And that is part and parcel why I believe their machines have the value that they do. Because you can do fully certified Ultem parts out of it, where I can't do that with the HT90 that's sitting next to me. Well, next-ish to me. It's like 10 feet away. I'm sorry, 3 meters away from me.
Hey, there you go. He's learning.
Yeah, it's currently
superior
off right now, which is funny.
Ooh.
It does not have current jobs, but yeah, we just I put it in the Discord, but we did a project with Liquid Death. Yeah. Well,
I don't know why I'm doing that. I know what it looks like. It's really cool.
Yeah, we'll talk
you
about it.
You guys are going to love it. Make sure you like and subscribe so you get to stay in the know on that.
And if
you
want, join at the $10 tier and higher and join our Discord. Yes, it's pay gated. I know there was someone in there that was talking about how they weren't a fan of that. I understand, but we don't have issues with scammers, and it's a much more tight-knit community of people that want to just help each other out. Yes, there's a pay gate. It kind of is what it is. We made that decision early on because we wanted to spend our time in there as well. And for us to do that, there has to be a cost associated with it so that we can get some level of return on our time investment. So
yeah, it is worth it. Like, you get a lot of good advice, and we get to spend time with people who actually want to be there and not just want to piss around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want to piss around and pay the money, pay it. I can piss around.
Yes, there are dedicated channels just for that. All right. Have we kind of covered?
I think we have.
Yeah, I think we've kind of gone over most of
Like,
this that
we've talked about all of my points. Like, literally, of all 30 pages between me and you, we've covered all of it. And, like, the big picture for me was it favors larger companies. It destroys open source. It makes machines more expensive. It makes criminals out of regular people. And it's a control mechanism. Like, they were all the main points. There is nothing else to really consider.
Control mechanism is just laws in general, right? Amber, we're not done yet. Amber said no food tangent. We're not done yet. We're looking to move.
Food tangent now.
We're looking to move
I had
topics.
Sunday roast.
We're
going to do an interlude.
Hold on.
Food tangent.
Is there anything else that people want us to talk about regarding this topic before we move on to other subjects? Right? We're happy to do it, but we just want to make sure. I think that we've 3D printed chocolate guns. That's a gun I can get behind. Yes, GP3 designs. The next topic is printed solid. and the bombshell that was released yesterday.
Yep.
Just fight it how you can. Fight the laws the same way that you should be doing it normally. Calling your politicians, making your voices heard. All of that, right? Do that and do it properly. So, Printed Trucker, Royal Farms, Fried Chicken, Major Food Tangent. We don't have them down here. It was good fried chicken, I'm not going to lie. Although I did prefer the spicy over the regular.
Well, it seems like they want the food tangent now then, since everyone's talking about food. So, today I had Sunday lunch. Went around, obviously, you can tell I'm in the studio.
Yep.
Came round with Rosie and Percy and had a lovely Sunday lunch. And of the things that I want to talk about the most, why are 6-year-old so cute? Like, she made the custard, and it's so good. And I'm like, oh, it's so good.
I don't have a 6-year-old, so I can't answer that question. And a lot of the 6-year-olds that I come into contact with on a day-to-day basis when I'm out and about in public are not cute. They're annoying because they're screaming and their parents aren't doing anything about it.
Yeah, that's not really a problem in the UK. Also, I got told the other day, like, is it true that, like, American, like, children don't get, like, nappy trained until, like, 5 years old? Like, they don't come off nappies until then?
Nappy trained?
Diapers. That's the American word, I think.
Oh. I sure hope
like, they don't come off diapers until 5. Yeah, like, in the UK, like, it's normally really early. But apparently...
I think the US would call it potty training, by the way. I don't know.
like so they don't have to wear them. Because, like, I was talking with, like, a mum on the school run, and they were like, oh yeah, did you know, like, American children don't come off, like, diapers until they're, like, 5? I'm like,
maybe
what?
some, but yeah, I mean, I would assume so mini Bice is saying 2 to 3.5 years. That seems reasonable.
Like 2 is, like, the UK standard.
2 to 3 years in Slovakia. Pirate Printing says no, like 3-ish for both my boys. Yeah. Five seems really late down.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to food, because that was just a complete ADHD side tangent. I made an absolutely bussin' cottage pie. So Rosie was still partially recovering from the surgery, and I didn't want to give her anything like too heavy, but also comfort foody where she can eat like a load at the same time, and it's not overtly heavy. So I made this amazing cottage pie, and I broke my own rule for cottage pies, which is I always use a tomato base, because the tomato bases taste amazing, and I didn't. I made it a savoury base instead, and it was so good. So put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in, or Worcester sauce, depending on where you're from. A bit
Wash
of
your sister sauce.
Yeah, you should be doing that anyway.
No, you shouldn't. No, they should be able to wash themselves.
Fine, call me. I'll go do it.
Stop it, U.S. politicians. I know what you're listening to. Listen to the entire statement. Damn it.
It was the base is like your standard French base, so carrots, celery, onion. That was great. We added minced mushroom to add like flavor, because I didn't want to add the tomato, so I added minced mushroom instead to add a bit more of that umami, a bit more of that earthiness. And then we got 18% beef mince.
Oh, thought we were going
for the oil.
Wine.
No,
18,
no,
so
no.
So that would be what, 72% lean, 18% fat? Nope.
Yeah.
Sorry, 82 and 18. There it is.
Yeah.
I can do math.
And then I also put in I think it's 15% fat pork mince in. So it was a little bit on the leaner side than I normally do, but I didn't want to give it like too much oil, and it came out gorgeous. I made a red wine like roux to like put through it, and it was just enough to add like that little bit of flavor, add a bit of MSG in, because MSG should be in every meal, and I will die on that hill. There is no medical side effects from it. Go Google it if you don't believe me. MSG is flavor.
MSG is good.
That's why people add tomato sauce to things, because tomato sauce is naturally high in MSG. And it was so good. And then I made the mashed potato, and instead of doing it normally, I actually used the microwave because I was being lazy. Dicing them up into like little centimeter by centimeter cubes, put them through the microwave for 5 minutes, and then finishing them off in just flash boiling them in bone broth stock.
Fancy.
And then that pulls out the starch. Then the starch bone broth stock goes into the mince and becomes the gravy. And then with the potatoes that are left over, I put in spring onion and pepper and cheese. So I put in elemental cheddar and a bit of brie, because brie makes it really creamy.
It does.
And I just layered it up, and it was so good.
I don't have much for food. The only thing that's coming up for us, we're going to see Iron Lung later today, which has a lot of 3D printing in it. It's the Markiplier movie. I did not print the popcorn bucket because not food safe. But we have the I apparently there are brownies and cookies coming into shot. I can't eat them while I'm on. Okay. Yeah, I can't eat while I'm on. You put the popcorn bag in the bucket? Okay, good, because got it. But next week is the Military Additive Manufacturing Show here in Tampa. Which we will not be attending.
Oh.
Jacob, press passes. Normally free, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. Absolutely not. $350 a person.
Why?
Oh,
the reason press passes are free is because it markets everyone there.
You're limited where you can film. You're limited who you can film. And if you don't have expressed written consent, you cannot interview people. And it must be before the event starts. You must get expressed written consent from people to interview them before the event starts to actually be able to interview them. Get out of here.
That's not happening.
Absolutely
That's
not.
Just there's going to be no press.
One of our team members is coming in, Justin. I've never met him before. He's been on the team for like 6 years. Never met him. So we're going to be going out to dinner. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah. It'll be the second time that we've met staff members for the first time that lived out of the state that have come into the state. So it's the Military Additive Manufacturing Show, Mill AM, in Tampa. So it's also Gasparilla weekend. What? Yes, it's cold outside. What did you expect? It's 6 degrees Celsius.
Oh, yes. It's 6 degrees Celsius as well.
Outside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It got to -3. There were snow flurries. We did not see any, but there were snow flurries in the area. So it did.
It was frozen on the ground for like a couple of days.
Yeah,
and coming out of the driveway, it was so nice. It turns out Percy loves drifting. So when we were going on the school run, I was just like, yeah, we're going to do a J-turn right now. Just whip it out. And be like, Drifting fun. We have a really nice street to drift on. So just like go up,
Well,
30 meters still to go.
We're
Put
going
the
to go
handbrake
get
in,
hot
flip
pot,
it sideways, go.
like. So we're going to go get hot pot tomorrow when we meet with Justin. But yeah, I don't have too much else to share for food. But I think the big news going on right now is David Randolph has exited Printed Solid.
Sad to
now,
see.
We know some things that we cannot share. But Dave Randolph has a post over on X. I will read it verbatim for you all so you can hear it from his perspective, saying, "It has been almost 9 years since I came on as the owner of Printed Solid, and it has been a wonderful journey. We started with 3 employees and have grown to a staff beyond my wildest dreams. In 5 years since I launched the 3D printing filament named after my dog Jessie, and it has become a prominent brand in the industry. She has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, but her legacy lives on. We have built out manufacturing and support for Prusa Research here in the USA, and I'm excited to see what is accomplished with what I have put into motion here in the USA. It has been truly a highlight of my life to grow Printed Solid as much as it has grown in almost 9 years. This is why I'm a little sad to make this announcement, but I've stepped down as CEO from Printed Solid as of January 1st, 2026. I'll be taking a little time to reflect on all that has been done at Printed Solid over the years before deciding on my next adventure. I wish everyone at Printed Solid nothing but the best, and I look forward to watching it grow even more."
That's a hard
one of the OGs. One of the OGs has exited. Now, exits for CEOs are not uncommon, especially when you're dealing with a corporate buyout, which is what happened with Prusa Research. Now, Dave has not been public about anything beyond that, so we will obviously be respectful of that. But it is interesting. There is potentially a lot of changes going to occur at Printed Solid. I hope the Jessie line doesn't go anywhere. Like, that's a thing I'm like kind of scared of.
I think it will, because with the main driving force leaving, I just don't see why it won't just get a full rebrand.
So what would it rebrand to?
Because I don't know.
Right?
I just straight up don't know.
Prusa is on different lines. Prusa cannot be made on the Jessie lines. It's a completely separate machine and a completely separate process. And so they've got...
What about the Buddy lines? The cheaper one.
It's not Prusa.
The one from the Polish company.
Yeah, it's not Prusa, though. I mean, in theory, they could... God, that'd be rough. Rough.
Going from one dog to another.
Going from one dog to another. I never understood the Buddy line to begin with from Prusa.
I didn't. I knew the Buddy line before they became the Buddy line, because they sent us samples and everything, and it was good filament.
It's good filament, but
it made sense. Prusament quality S, without the Prusament price tag was really the main driving force. Was they can do weirder, wackier things with different order quantities.
But then, like, why now have a cheaper filament to Prusament? Why wouldn't you want to just keep selling Prusament?
That's why I don't go. Like, why don't you just buy more lines and call it Prusament this?
I would. So I am hoping that Jessie lives on. We are actually working with Printed Solid right now on a new PETG color, so that should be fun. Basically, they have a white in PLA, but then they also have a quarter white. Jacob, what is quarter white?
I'm assuming it's only a quarter of the amount of filler that makes it white, of the pigment.
It is a quarter of the pigment. That is correct. It is the
Which means it's the best white possible.
It is, yes, because it shows no problems.
Honestly, slightly translucent whites look amazing.
So much better.
They're always my go-to. They make any print you look spotless.
So that is what I've asked for. And I told them, look, happy to cover whatever costs, but they think it might be really simple. So they're going to try some samples of their white PETG, but with just
put in less
quarter. A quarter of the white, and we're going to see what it looks like. They've got a little like smaller line that they can mess around on. So we're going to try that out.
That would be nice.
Because like we order
honestly, I love quarter whites and I love half blacks.
We order
half blacks are dark enough you don't get see-through.
That like I'm happy to spend the money to make the custom colors. So You know,
honestly, they should definitely try half black next as well, because it does the same effect, but on black, and it loses a bit of the glossiness
do you
to it.
see this? Do you see this crap? Nomad, I definitely may or may not have printed with it already. Get out of here. You don't even work for Printed Solid anymore. You work for Prusa Research. Okay? He got a promotion. He's now like salaried with Prusa. It's pretty cool. But he is
cute.
no longer, him and Mitch are no longer sharing an office.
Oh.
It's sad. But you know who did instead take Nomad's position in R&D with Mitch?
Who?
It's our boy, Gabe, Lucky 13, Dummy 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's gonna be some things changing. I'm waiting to see what the fallout is from this. Like, because Dave was the fearless leader of Printed Solid, and
because that's what I know about Dave, is he brought it from fledgling company to massively successful.
Yeah. And I guess part of this is, where do people's loyalties land? How many people are going to leave the company because of it, because they want to work with Dave, they don't want to work with anybody else? Now, I don't know the answers to these questions, right? But that is always a concern when you have a owner and CEO that has been there for almost a decade exit like this. So
I definitely think there's going to be
challenge.
some form of rebrand, and I'm not sure people are going to stick around for that rebrand, because it's also a managerial change. It's a practice list change. It's how they're going to do things. They now have to follow, I'm assuming, Prusa's like guidelines, because they've got controlling share.
Well,
so
to Sean over at Printed Solid, when I told you not to bother anybody after hours, I called him like right before 5. It was on my docket and I needed to call. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just shoot, Dustin and a few others matches. I said, don't bother them after hours. They're at home. Leave them alone. Oh, they're not going to look at it till tomorrow. They all messaged me within 30 minutes of you sending the message. So no, they were still working at home. I told you not to bother them until the next day for a very specific reason. I'm even like, Dustin DM me. I'm like, damn it. I know you all saw the voice message, but that is why I didn't say that it was Grant with 3D Musketeers. I just said it was Grant. And I left my personal cell phone number. I left the company number too, but like, still, y'all, tomorrow would have been fine.
But yeah, circling back around,
we want to troll you. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
What do you think is going to happen with Printed Solid now?
So they're going to name an interim CEO. I assume it will be Chris Pileski, because he was the chief marketing officer. So
that would make sense.
It would make sense for him to be interim CEO. But then we have this weird challenge here, which is Prusa Research is not an American company. So
it would make sense if Prusa wanted to take control, because then that's into the American industry.
So will they assign a Czech person to be CEO, or will they be going out, or will they be looking internally? So they might say, well, Pileski makes a perfectly acceptable CEO. Great. Promote him. Find a new CMO to replace him. Right? Yeah. But they might also say,
give them the new name change, maybe slap Prusa on the top, and then that's their presence.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that.
This to me is a bit of a challenge, right? It would make sense for them to appoint someone who's maybe a Czech expat, right? That has come over to the States, now lives permanently in the States, but knows how business is done in Prague. Because the businesses are fundamentally different. They are ran fundamentally differently. So yeah, there is this challenge, and then the big one being, can this new person, whoever they are, whether it is internal or external, maintain the same level of employee satisfaction, the same level of fun, right? So
because that's like the risk I see is if they like they change hands. Let's say they rename everything. It's just a new facelift of the same company.
It could be that
But if
Printed
they've
Solid
changed
ceases
internal,
to exist, yeah.
yeah, like if they've changed their internal structure enough to say copy Prusa, then it might piss off a load of their key workers that let the factory quality be of what it is.
There are obviously
And
some concerns
I definitely get a
associated with
couple vibes because there's also customers who love Jesse's. Jesse Filament is nice.
it is.
And let's say they changed the brand, getting rid of that and calling it Buddy Filament or whatever. That's if they did Jesse to Buddy, I'd be kind of pissed because it's kind of disrespectful.
It's like removing Jesse's legacy from this industry. Okay, at the end of the day, the naming scheme isn't that big of a deal. It's more of a personal vibe than anything else.
But that's what I'm focusing on is like the people who work there are personally invested.
Yes.
If they start doing changes, it might piss off the personally invested people. It might piss off personally invested customers or YouTubers who knew everyone involved.
Yeah.
Like it might do harm, even though it makes traditional commercial sense.
And like in my experience with Dave Randolph has been, he is one of the most kind, caring, understanding individuals that I've ever met. The man has gone many times out of his way to be both a friend and a business friend to me, right? You know, someone who can be a professional, but also someone who can say, all right, professionalism aside, how do you feel about this? Right? You know, whenever you see Dave in our videos, like when we went to Printed Solid, people don't know about Dave. He's been in television and video production for decades. He used to work with G4. He was on Attack of the Show at G4. Like, Dave is not a spring chicken here. And so like there's a theme in the Printed Solid video where Dave does not have the time to deal with us. It's a joke. It's a massive joke, and it was so much fun for us. He came up with the idea. The whole I'm Printed Solid bit at the end, that was Dave. It was Dave's idea, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a great idea. It was Dave's idea. I love that kind of stuff. Like, if Printed Solid was local to me here in Florida, I'd go work for him. Assuming they would let me still do my YouTube channel and all that, I would go work for him. I can't afford to move in this economy, so not doing that. But, I mean, sincerely has taught me so much about professionalism, business, accounting, and then just how to be a good friggin' human, right? And while, yes, I'm certain there are people that have been rubbed the wrong way by him, there are many people that have been rubbed the wrong way by me.
Look,
metaphorically
CEO,
speaking, not Epstein file.
People get rubbed
way.
up wrong.
Yeah, like, if you are a business owner and you don't have at least one former employee that doesn't like you, you haven't done things right, and likely it's the patients running the mental hospital, okay? Nomad says we would absolutely still let you do YouTube. I was specifically told to continue working on Positron.
Huh.
Well, let's let the housing market crater. Let me see if I can move. But you know, I really like not having state income tax. It's really nice. You know, Defy 3D says cutting off the hand that feeds you in regards to filament is a terrible idea. Do away with the brand, and who is to say they will go with the replacement brand? 0 to 0 in 12 months. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, what's normally smart is you would spool up 2 brands with the same raw stock.
But that's what they have.
And you would see how many people will transfer over, then you diminish the original brand.
That's what they have. That is what Prushiment and Jesse is. It's the same raw materials. Yeah. The colorant is different, right? The color batches are different, but they've been using the same material since before the companies were together.
Are we sure? Are we sure there isn't like a different grade of like raw resin?
I'm almost
used?
positive. I'm not 100%, but I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Like, we were there. We didn't see anything different in terms of the gay lords full of pellets that we've seen years past. So
I mean, there might be minor differences in like extrusion temperature or like auger pressure, which
fine,
will make a difference.
fine, but the raw resin is the same.
Yeah.
So
I don't. Maybe it's worth the risk, because if suddenly people can't get printed solid filament, they have to go to the next best thing, which just so happens to be Prusa USA. I don't know.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's
whatever they
PRUSA,
decide to call
right?
themselves.
Like,
Yeah, it makes sense that I did. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my god, that's such a cool name. Just take the Prusa logo and just put the USA bit in the blue, white, and red.
It's capital P, lowercase r, capital USA. That's what it is, right?
That makes so much sense. I like the marketing on that.
It is.
You know what?
Works.
Screw it. That's good marketing.
But Prusa themselves did it. It's their PRUSA move with the acquisition of Printed Solid, which is to bring some of their manufacturing and assembly here to the United States to, one, skirt tariffs, right? But two, invest in the community that is the most valuable from a business perspective, right? The United States, love them or hate them, is the most valuable asset in most international businesses. They have the most buyers for products. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've got the most disposable income as well.
Yep.
Statistical fact. I'm not saying that people don't have money, because everyone struggles in this day and age. It's just statistically, you Americans have a lot more disposable income compared to the rest of Europe. Downside is, if you don't have disposable income, you can't get healthcare.
That's correct.
Like, and a lot of people play that risk, hence why there's more disposable income. Get healthcare.
Sembazuru says, I've only met Dave a handful of times, meetups at Printed Solid pre-human malware, chatting at Earth, plus every time I meet him, he makes me feel like he recognizes and likes me. Great guy. Best wishes for the future. I totally agree. Right? Dave has been one of the most welcoming people. And Dave took a chance with us early on. The first Smurf that we ever went to was sponsored by Printed Solid. The filament giveaways that we do here, he doesn't do that with anybody else. There are 2 people with the codes that I have. 2. It is me and one other person who is a much larger YouTuber. Much larger. Right? Dave has consistently donated thousands of dollars to charities where there is no taxable write-off here in the States for the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. Dave has consistently been a huge member of this community and has shown to me that you can be both a CEO and a member of a community. And that's totally acceptable. Oh, apparently there's 3. Oh, that's right. You're one of them. You're the 3rd.
Ooh,
well, you're also an employee, so
in.
you don't count. Yeah. You're an employee, so you don't count. Yes, that's true. Nomad has one too. But that's it. And for a company to take... Like, Dave knows how risky it is to align himself with us. He knows that at any point in time, I can tangent on whatever the hell I want, and there's nothing that he can do to stop me. But he also recognizes that I'm going to take a second, look at it, think about it, collect my thoughts, and then I'm going to make a statement.
Yep.
But at the same time, if I think that statement might be potentially a bit polarizing, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him. Dave is one of my confidants when I am wondering how someone likes a video, because Dave has experience. Dave understands his community. Dave is a much larger part of this community than most people think.
It'll be interesting to see what his next steps are.
Yeah.
Like, where does he go from here? What does he start?
Yep.
What does he join? Because he's got knowledge and drive to build something up from nothing.
So traditionally, when you have an exit, there's a non-compete associated. I don't know if there will be, but traditionally an exit says you can't open or join a competing business in X amount of time. Because, you know, you can just take your customers with you.
It's hard to say because especially at like CEO level, there's only so many job positions. So, and also non-competes are generally not enforceable anyway because
to some extent they can
the other companies are already competing. It's like it's messy. It's legally messy.
Jay Medlin, I agree, saying hopefully he got a nice payout and can hang out on the beach. Although I don't see Dave as a beach person. I see Dave collects vintage electronics. So I hope that Dave can put together the vintage electronic museum that he's always wanted. That's what I hope. And I hope that he can, you know, enjoy. So. But yeah. I don't know. It's going to be some unprecedented times in this industry, man.
Yeah.
Unprecedented times.
I'm looking forward to it because wherever he joins has a absolute firecracker up their asses now. They are going to succeed. Dave is phenomenal at what he does. Yes. And hell, even I might send him an email like, hey Dave, do you want to give us a hand? Because it's guaranteed success. Like, Dave is fantastic. He knows what he's doing. He has the drive to drag it out. Anywhere he joins will succeed because he's able to.
And that's the trick. No matter where he lands, it's going to be great. No matter what he wants to do, it's going to be great. And we wish nothing but the best for him. But you guys, guaranteed we're going to be, you know, keeping up with Dave and kind of seeing what's going on. Who else can make fun of me when we're at Printed Solid after Earth this year? Or 3D Printopia. It's certainly not going to be Nomad. But, yeah. It's not going to be the same without him. But I'm hoping a lot doesn't change. I'm very curious to see who ends up taking the role after interim. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't somewhat nervous. Nomad says I'll roast you. Homie, it goes both ways. That's really all I got, man. Yeah. I'm excited for the future. I'm not excited for legislation around 3D printed firearms.
No. I mean, it's going to be funny popcorn level of entertainment while the world burns down around you.
That's pretty normal, though.
Interesting times. Once again, we are living through history in the making. Yippee.
And I guess the best advice I can provide is make sure you are on the correct side of it. And if they don't have a judicial warrant, tell them to kick rocks. A signed judicial warrant from a judge, they can kick rocks. But it's really it, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we've done a good job covering like the main points, especially on a controversial topic, without going into political bullshit.
Oh man, we could have though. Oh man, we could.
Oh, trust me, we could have. I have so much politics stored in this head.
Yep. Well then, let's do the sign off, then we can give away some filament here. Thank you all for watching this show. Sorry it's been very sporadic. Last week with all the news coming out from Minnesota, it didn't make sense for us to do an episode on firearms, given what occurred.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense, but we are doing our best to get back on the schedule. It was tasteless. But, you know, obviously, the news could have some impact on what we talk about. So we do hope you all enjoy your days, nights, evenings, weekends, whatever it might be. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Don't forget to leave a like and get subscribed. Yeah. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one.
Stay safe.
I gotta stop my personal recordings. All right, let's give away some filament. Let me turn off this. I hate the way that they've done it now. The new way that it's done in
what, OBS.
No, YouTube. Google Sheets. Yeah, Google Sheets is different now, and it's weird, and I don't like it.
I'm not seeing much of a change, so it's probably going to hit me in the next couple of days.
No, it's the UI. The UI is just different.
Oh, I hate it when they change the UIs just randomly.
Yeah, me too. Come on, Wheel of Names. You can do better than this. Or I'm just going to randomly pick people from a list, and that's not going to be fun. It's way more fun when it's like a thing. Oh, I see what's going on. My hard drive is sitting at 100% utilization because it's currently remuxing the videos.
Oh, it's remuxing.
Yep.
I'm at 87% complete.
We are giving away 2 spools today. It's a 2-hour show. This is a name I don't recognize.
And I'm remuxed.
This is a name I don't recognize. What?
I realized why my audio last episode was so bad. Even though I was recording with my fancy mic, for some reason Zoom defaulted to my headset microphone.
That'll do it.
Because when I looked at the playback, it had 2 audio tracks, meaning there was a hidden, unmuted audio input, which was my headset.
Yep.
That is why it sounded like ass.
And yes, more VFR. Can I enter from the UK? You can, but we cannot ship filament to the UK. So instead, if you win and you are outside of the US, you will get a shirt from our store, or we will take that amount and donate it in your name to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. Or a charity of your choosing, I guess. I don't know.
I've got a couple of the shirts. They're quite nice. I wear them around the house. I like them. They are good. I have to intentionally try not to wear one on the show every now and again, just so I have my own aesthetic.
I'm always wearing...
I like the shirts.
I'm always wearing the cat shirts. Yeah.
It's made it even harder because Rosie loves cats. So she keeps trying to nab them. I'm like, no, that's my shirt.
How can you not love cats? Why? It's so hard to find the names now. Why is it so complicated? Well, I've got the name. I have to make sure they did the math right. That's right. Because there is a math question. It's tough. It's tough. Come on. Oh, I can't find it. What the heck? Why can't I? It's J.E. Palmer, but I can't find him in my list. How can I not find this name in my list? There it is. Jesus Christ. All right, J.E. Palmer is our other winner. Oh, geez. At J.E. Yep. So if you guys did win, go ahead and reach out to us via Discord if you can. If not, email works, but it is much better to Discord DM me, because it doesn't. Discord DMs stay at the top of my Discord. They don't end up getting lost in my email of craziness. But yeah, if you are a member of our Discord, we will be doing an after show hangout. I'm not certain how long I can stay because we have to get ready for going to the movie here in a bit, but you know, we'll at least hang out for a little bit. But we are going to send you guys over to go hang out with Mr. Steve Builds, who is once again working on his Trident serial numbers, or not Trident, Voron 2 serial number 0, which is really cool. I'm excited for that. But that's it, y'all. Take care. Until the next one.